Show you animals from near and far the world, right here on stage in just a few minutes at the Ogle County Fair with Woody's Menagerie. Showtime is just a few minutes away, so come on over and grab a seat. Hey, thank you guys, appreciate it. Nice night fair, isn't it, folks? Yes, sirree. So who knows what I have here? I have an owl. What kind of owl is he? This is where a lot of people make a mistake. They see the tufts and they only think in North America. You got to think all the way around the world. Anybody see the Harry Potter movies? Did you see the owl? What kind of owl was in the Harry Potter movies? It's a Eurasian eagle owl. Look right here if he does what he's supposed to. Hey, get around this way. Wings up. Give him a big hand there, guys. That's what he's supposed to do. If this guy relaxes and stretches out, he's 6 foot wingtip to wingtip. They're 20 to 25% larger than a great American horned owl. Now, you know he turns his head virtually a full 360 degrees. His eyes do not focus and adjust as ours do. So that's how he adjusts what he's looking at is with his head movement. Now, see glasses out there on people's faces. They're not all sunglasses. Think about it, folks. They claim this guy can see a mouse for as much as a quarter mile away. I don't know about you guys, but I can't see a mouse from here to the fence sometimes. So his eyesight comes in pretty handy, though, considering he consumes between 5 to 6 mice for every day of his life. You see us working these birds of prey. We use heavy leather gloves. It has something to do with these talons come off the toe. You get a chance to look at one up close. They come off a kind of a triangle shape to the needle sharp point there on the end, with excess 2 cutting edges on the sides, if you ever feel one. They're a very unique feeling. But the thing is, that's Mother Nature's way of providing him a way to grab his food to carry it back to consume it later, wherever he's setting out a nesting. Now, they claim for our eyes to be the same as his eyes in size would have to be the size of 2 large grapefruit. It's kind of hard to get used to, isn't it? And as I say, very unusual guy he is, turning his head like he does to adjust. Let's see if he does what he's supposed to do one more time. Wings up. Folks, if you would, give him a big hand there, please. We'll slide this guy back in. We'll continue the safari with an animal that's native to here in North America. An animal I'm proud to say has made a great comeback. Let's take this home with him. I got a baby alligator. Who wants to take it home? Keep your hands up. You're old enough to know better. Keep your hands up. Young lady, now come on. Think about it. I got to tease you a little bit, right? We're having fun, right? Think about this, folks. You want to take him home today? But you got to keep him forever. When this guy gets to be full grown, he will reach from where I'm standing to the other side of the stage. He will weigh 650 pounds. Not something you hide in the back bedroom closet, is it? No, sir. Now, where is the safe spot to be around an alligator? More than 20 feet away. Because they can use a tail as a whip. They can knock your feet out from under you, then you're down there at their level. Now, you're going to hear me pick on the do-gooders, as I call them. They intend to do good, they just have no idea what they're doing. Because they say all animals should roam free at all times, no matter what. Folks, if this animal had been left in the wild, chances are extremely high he may have been one of those on the extinct list because of the numbers being threatened as they were. But today, we've done such a good job bringing the habitat back, this animal was caught out of the wild again for food and for leather because they have the numbers so prolific in their natural environment. Proof about what man can do. Now, you know, we hear all these wonderful theatrical news stories about everything under the sun anymore. And we always hear about the alligator attacked them. Now, folks, if I come into your house at 2 o'clock in the morning and you're hungry, I gotta expect to get attacked because you don't know what the heck's there, okay? It's amazing. Okay, we're in rural America, I can get by with this. It's amazing the people that live in the city that have no idea where cow milk's at or what the deal is and where these animals come from. So we have to realize they don't understand rural America. And golly, I get sick of trying to teach them, don't you guys? But as I say, it's part of it. But now who still wants to take this guy home knowing you got to keep him and he's going to weigh 650 pounds? It's a good thing you kids are still in school. We're going to slide this guy back in. We're going to continue on with another member of the menagerie. How about a member of the turtle family? Anybody want to take this one home with them? Yeah, okay. This will be a little safer because this is only going to be about the size of a large dish dinner plate, but he gets to be full grown. This guy's a very unique turtle. In the animal world, it's called a mata turtle, or as I said, the leaf turtle. And you can see why. The head serves as a stem to lay there. It lays there and grabs its food as it comes swimming by and consumes it whole. Now, the reason I use this turtle is native to Madagascar, as all lemurs are native to Madagascar. All lemurs are on the endangered species list. You heard me right, the do-gooders are my target. The reason we don't have a lemur with us is we put together a 16-week route. Well, one city, and amongst that 16-week route, some lady goes into the city council and says, well, for health reasons, you should not allow nobody to have a primate in the city limits. Just because they thought it was a wonderful thing to do. Well, you play that health card against the councilman, and what's he going to do? Oh, you're right, we don't want our constituents to get sick. They never study, they never become educated. But then they pass that regulation. I can't tie my lemur to the post on the other side of the river and pick him up when I leave town. So that's part of why we have to carry the different species of animals. What I'm getting at is this. If you want to protect an animal in an entire natural environment, don't play the game of those other people out there say, send us your money. Think about this, a family of 4 here in Ogle County will spend more money in a week than a family of 4 in Madagascar has to live on for the year. So if it comes to your family member or that ringtail lemur and you live in Madagascar, what's going to come first? Your family, as it should, and that's what we need to realize. We're going to hop over to Africa, to an animal that's also a member of the reptile family. Anybody know what this is? This is a leopard tortoise. Tortoise lives on the land, turtles live in the water. This guy's going to be about the size of a large wash tub. Yeah, going to weigh somewhere around 100 and 125 pounds. Has anybody kept a tortoise out there for a pet? Folks, these guys are eating machines. This guy takes the heart of a head of romaine lettuce every day.
I want it.
Keeps a lot to keep him going. I love it. Anybody out there been fingerprinted? I love it when I ask that question. You have people hold their hands up high. They're fingerprinted for identification purposes, fingerprinted to make sure they didn't have a record. We got a few people got fingerprinted because they got a record. But the reason they use a fingerprint is no two is exactly the same. No 2 leopard tortoises have the exact same spot pattern. So therefore it can be used as a unique form of identification. Slide this. You guys want to see some more animals? All right, we'll see what we can do. I'd rather play sports. You guys play softball? You any good? You ever make an error? I didn't think so. The rest of the team makes mistakes. You're perfect, right? Okay, you ready to catch? Here you go. Honey, you're not ready to catch. That's not the catching position.
I want to catch a penguin.
You almost made your first error, didn't you? Guess what? It'd been a bigger error if I'd have thrown him, so I wasn't going to throw it. So I have more confidence in your catching ability than I have in my throwing ability. What is this, folks? This is our 3-banded armadillo, Speedy. Now, Speedy here, he is about the size of a softball, isn't he? And you heard me introduce him as Speedy. Ain't very speedy, is he? So when that happens, I just open the door and have my wife Karen magically appear with Harry, our 6-banded armadillo. Here in the United States, we have a 9-banded armadillo. These 2 are both native to Brazil. Hey, buddy.
It's moving away.
You see this? You guys see this? I keep trying to tell my wife, if I got that many back rubs, I'd be happy, content, and easy to get along with too, wouldn't you guys? Yeah. Who ever thought you'd see an armadillo that would like to have his back rubbed like that? Very unique situation as they are. Now also while they're walking around here, I want you to notice the claws. They use the claws for digging for grubs, mites, and roots, and other insects that they may want to harvest for their next meal. Now, how many people have seen a 9-banded armadillo here in the United States in the wild? Because the thing about it, usually when you see the armadillo here, it's a possum on the half shell. It's laying beside the road because they had a run-in with a car and the car won. Now, the problem with our armadillos, just like our 9-banded here in the United States, the 6-banded, when they get flipped on their back, they don't have the plating to help protect the vitals. So therefore, a cat, a dog, a raccoon, anything go up and take a chunk out of the midsection of the armadillo. That's called that's their next meal. Guys, give Harry and my wife Karen a big hand there, please. Then we're going to go back here. Speedy's waking up. Now the thing about Speedy is these guys are pretty much nocturnal, looking for their food at night and sleeping during the day. And this guy wakes up this time of night, he makes him a track around his 100-gallon stock tank he lives in at the house. He runs around the track, and then in the morning when he goes to bed, he piles all the shavings back up and crawls back in underneath it. One unique situations that he is. Now Speedy here doesn't always turn like he's supposed to. Isn't he neat? Turn, there you go. All right, buddy, we're not going off the edge. We ain't gonna let that happen. And folks, what I want to also get you to notice is notice the head, notice the tail. This is the only member of the armadillo family that can roll up in a ball and protect the entire body. See the head, the tail? Okay, I'm gonna slide him back in here. We'll go on to another creature. How about if we go to Africa? How about if we think about this? We have an adult male African lion at our house. And we've had people told us it gave them a funny feeling to be sitting 4.5 miles away from our house at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning and hear an African lion when they're in their deer stand. I thought everybody had an African lion in their backyard, but apparently I was mistaken. But the thing about it is they say they can hear lions in Africa for 5 miles. This next guy coming on stage, if he was the size of an African lion, you'd be able to hear him for 55 miles. Because when he starts in, he gets very vocal. As I said also, he is the largest eared mammal percentage-wise for his body known to man. He's not very big, but he's a very unique guy that he is. Direct from the savannas of Africa. I'd like to introduce you to Jake, our Fennec Fox. Now this guy lives where the savannas get to be 135 degrees. What he does is he circulates the blood through his ears to cool his body back down. You'll also notice the bottom of his feet. See that fur on the bottom of his feet? That works protecting him from the heat. Fur can be used as an insulating factor to keep the heat in or to keep the heat out. He looks for his food at night, being crickets, frogs, lizards, and things like that. And I see, again, guys, see there, who gets the back rub? Yeah, I see how I rate. But the other thing about this guy here, you girls always get out of bed when your parents tell you to, right? Well, our daughter did not always do that. And Jake and his brother was in the house, in a crate, in the living room, and we'd turn them out in the morning, we'd play with them a while. Then they'd run to our daughter's bedroom door. They'd start squealing, wanting her to get out of bed. We called that the 5-minute warning. If she was not out of bed in 5 minutes, we opened the door. When that happened, her name wasn't Mom, mine wasn't Dad, his wasn't Jake, but guess what? She got out of bed. Because that little guy would jump on top of the bed and back and forth across the top and under the sheets and everywhere else. And so she came out pretty doggone quick that way. But the other thing about this guy here, he got kicked out of the house when he was about a year old. Because he found out he could jump up on top of that 42-inch island in the kitchen and start playing by shoving stuff off. And Mom said, "You're out of here." So he went to the worm room in the barn. But he still thinks a lot of his mom. Sometimes he tries to guard her pretty good. What do you think, Jake? Huh? We've had an ongoing bet here. The thing about doing animal shows, the only thing for certain is yesterday. And there's still questions about that. And Jake here used to really do a big job about guarding his mother, didn't you, Jake? But see, Jake is smarter than most of us. He's learned that I'm harmless, and and you're wonderful. If you would give my wife Karen and Jake a big hand, guys. How many people know what animal I'm bringing out here when I say Barney? I'm gonna bring it out, buddy. No. It's a whistle pig. See, that's a losing situation for you no matter what you said, son. This guy's cheated. He's already been here to see the show before. I appreciate that fact. Thank you. But this guy here has got a very bad reputation in this part of the country. And it's one of those situations, they're called woodchucks, they're called groundhogs, they're called whistle pigs. And I call this guy the spoiled Barney that he is. Because this guy loves attention. I'd like to introduce you to our Barney. Now, Barney here is one of the animals that we have in our show that would make a pet for about anybody because they love attention and love to be worked with. And the do-gooders again strike. They give me heck about feeding our woodchuck an iced oatmeal cookie. Well, now, folks, that's 100% naturally grown oats. It's just been processed a little bit and a few things added. The thing about that groundhog, he's just like us. Sometimes he just wants to eat what he wants to eat. And he loves to sit up there and hold his cookie and enjoy himself. Because standing up like that, he gets to where he can see farther. So if anything moves, he's able to see. And the other thing is it gets his front claws up there to help hold his food, to eat it like he does. Now this guy here is going to end up weighing about 35 pounds, and wherever his head goes, his body can follow. And the thing about Barney here, he eats what he wants, and to make the do-gooders happy, he eats a natural carrot. Yeah, we don't worry about keeping the do-gooders happy anymore, as you say, but sometimes we add a few things for humor because we think it's neat to see Barney sitting there holding his carrot and eating as he does. If you would, guys, give Barney a big hand there, please. This girl here is native to the far southern parts of North America, a very unusual girl that she is. Also referred to by some people as a honey bear, very nocturnal, and again, as I said, prehensile-tailed. You have fun yet? Okay. I'm waiting on Christmas Eve party. Sarah doesn't always get up very quick. I'd like to introduce you to Sarah, our Kinkajou. Now this girl here, when she goes to bed in the morning, she goes high up in the trees and hangs upside down from her tail. When something decides they want to harvest her for their next meal, she's able to drop down and move away for safety and security. Because the thing about this girl here, she's adopted to hanging up like that. You're looking at an animal, folks, that has a rough time maintaining its numbers in the wild, because you're looking at an animal that only has one baby once a year. So when you have an animal that has one baby once a year, it's hard to increase the numbers. You're looking at an animal that is also hunted for its fur. So therefore, again, another reason it's hard to increase the numbers. But apparently it's working because they're not on the endangered species list. But these girls here, when you have a good one for a pet, they're good. You have a bad one, the next place to get rid of it isn't quick enough, because they can flat tear you up quick with those claws and those wicked little teeth that they got. It is amazing. They can make you look worse than Swiss cheese real quick. If you would, guys, give Sarah a big hand there, please. But now we're going to move to our German Shepherd. How many people saw our shows here 11 years ago? You know, we started out right there where that tent's at 24 years ago, doing petting zoos. Then a few years back, we added a wildlife show. Now a few things have changed. We're where we're at today. We've not been here at the fair now for, this has been 9 years since we've been here, but we got a very unique guy to bring out here. His daddy was here 11 years ago. His daddy stands 9 feet tall. His daddy weighs 900 pounds. Anybody get a chance to go to Brainerd, Minnesota? Have you ever been to Safari North up there? The animal park? You'd remember it if you've been, because it is a very unique animal park. You get up close and personal with a lot of animals. This guy's mother and daddy are housed up there. They've got a nice large pen, but we got the guy back to share with you guys this year. Our German Shepherd, Chico. Hey. Don't nobody tell him he's a grizzly bear. He thinks he's our little puppy dog. Let's keep it that way. But now the other part of it is, folks, there's no such thing as a grizzly bear. Grizzly bear is a given name to the animals that roam certain regions in the brown bear family. The thing is, we've done a lot with them. You don't want to cooperate this time, does it? The thing about these guys, folks, you parents, I know, have kids that mind all the time. Right now, he's like that 4-year-old neighbor kid. He knows he's going to get in trouble. He knows he ain't supposed to do it, but he still wants to just see if he can get by with it. Did anybody see Weldy's bears here when they were here 3 or 4 years ago? Well, those young bears they had in their show are his brother and sister. Sorry to say, Johnny passed away a little over a year ago, but Monica's still working the bears. We're having a lot of fun with them. Chico, get up here. He's being lazy. Notice those claws, folks? They do not retract. So you got to teach him at a very early age not to use his claws. All right, now come here, buddy. Here. Hey. All right, now you're being a brat. Enough. Sit. The thing about these guys, if they don't work right, you got to stop. Because the thing is, you want to teach him right from wrong now. Because the thing is, I'm sorry if I offend anybody, he's like that kid you let get by with things when he's 3 because you think it's cute. When he gets to be 30, he still thinks he should be able to do it. Now, the other thing about it is, let's see here. Gotta find me you two. Okay, you two guys back there know each other? We're gonna say you do, yeah, we're gonna pick on you guys. You guys are out in the woods, you find a bear. What are you gonna do? You're gonna grab sticks, you're gonna hold your hands up close and high, you're gonna make all the noise you can, you're gonna advance towards the bear. What's the bear gonna do? Bear's gonna stand up on his back legs, gonna make all kinds of sounds and advance towards you. If you win, the bear drops down, turns around, goes the other way, you go, boy, we got lucky there. If you lose, the bear drops down, starts after you. What are you gonna do then? Trip the other guy and take off running. The bear can't catch both of you, okay? That's all you gotta be able to do is outrun the other guy. Now Chico here, as I say, is named after his daddy, and sometimes he gets a little rowdy, a little rambunctious. He gets full of energy. We're in the process, folks, of putting an arena around this stage, so we can let him out here and work him as he gets a little older. Won't have to be quite. It's amazing what you can do when you have 4 foot between you versus 4 inches. But the thing about it, guys, is just say a very unique guy that he is. Now up there, you got kids doing a great job, showing their cattle, their sheep, their goats. What are those animals? What do they eat? What kind of animals are they? They're herbivores, which means they have to have plant protein to survive. Right over here, we've got carnivores, which means they have to have meat protein to survive. The do-gooders do not realize those cats will not live on beans and corn. What's a bear? A garbage disposal, because they're an omnivore. They can have either one, then survive accordingly. Chico's a very unique guy. See if he'll do a grand finale on the floor. Come on, Chico, stand up to your grand finale. Good, stand up. Let me help you out here, buddy. I know you're overworked. Do it, Chico. Give it by. Do it, guys. Give Chico a big hand there, please. Go home. Go home. Come on, Chico. Here. Come on, buddy. You know, and I'm serious, folks. Working these animals like this, they get spoiled, like some of the people you work with. Oh, excuse me. Because the thing about it, he's laid in there in that air conditioning, and he comes out here. It's just like me or you. Do I really have to do this sometimes? Well, you know, he had to work, what, 30 seconds? You know, he's got it made. But he just, you know, it's part of the life. But the thing about this guy here, as I say, he's very unique. We got another animal I'm going to show you guys, but I got to address something very dear to our heart. You get kids up here doing a great job. We live in rural America. You heard me pick on those groups. Now I'm going to slam those groups. You ever heard the Humane Society of the United States and PETA and ASPCA? PETA destroys 97% of the animals they get their hands on. The Humane Society of the United States has got $165 million sitting overseas in retirement annuities. Yeah, ASPCA, they run those $19.95 ads. 60 cents of that gets spent on animal care. So when you see those ads ran that are designed to make you feel bad, designed to make you want to give money, find your local shelter that's ran by volunteers. Find out what they need. Make sure your hard-earned money actually goes to help the animals instead of lining those other guys' pocketbook, okay? Appreciate your support on that, guys, seriously. And if you do not believe in what I say, come up to me afterwards and I will tell you where to check to verify what I'm telling you, because it's all documented. It's this nonprofit nonsense has got to stop. But now enough of my preaching. We're going to move on to an animal, right? What do you think, girls? You ready to see an animal? Ready to see an animal that's going to weigh 400 pounds. She ain't quite there today. She's only about 8 weeks old. She's very spoiled. She's part of what it takes to make a liger. I'd like to introduce you to Sophie, our baby tiger. Now, folks, that is a carnivore. Okay, right over there, those guys eat 20 pounds of meat a piece a day. Okay? Kids, those two cats take 160 of those McDonald's hamburgers you eat every day per cat. Yeah, so it takes a lot to keep these guys going. This girl here will be up towards that size one of these days, weighing somewhere around 400 pounds. If you look at the back of her ears, that's a backward eye. If she's looking away, an animal may think she's looking at him and may tip the animal off to move to give her a chance to harvest it for her next meal. Now, the thing also I need you guys to think about is this. How many people out there like dolphins? Okay, why do you like dolphins? Listen to what I say. You've had a chance to go somewhere and interact with a dolphin, or you watch Flipper 50,000 times. If you did not see them or did not have a chance to interact with them, you would not care. That's the thing about it. It's up to people like us to have these animals here for you guys to see and care. Because the thing about tigers, how many of you people actually want to live in India where a tiger is at? And know every time you walk out the door with one of your relatives that maybe one of them's going to get harvested for the next meal. We never hear about that here in the United States, but it happens all the time. So we got to realize about these particular animals. You've got to fence the animal in, you got to fence the human in. One or the other has to happen. In Africa, all the animals are there pretty much in all areas, not all, but almost all, are now fenced in for that reason. And as I say, very unique creatures that they are, and that's what we have to realize. Now, this girl here is very cute today. And she is known to be no different than your house cat. She's 8 to 9 weeks old. She's got 3 goals in life. She wants to eat, she wants to sleep, and she wants to play. The other thing I want people to think about is this. Let's take somebody that's lived in Chicago their entire life. They're 70 years of age, for example. We're going to move them down in southern Missouri, put them 50 miles from town, give them a generator and outdoor facilities. Now, who's going to be happy if we take that guy that lives in Missouri and move him to Chicago? Neither one are going to be happy. These animals are the same way. You get all these people that tell you they ought to be free, they ought to be free. Is that going to make you happy or make the cat happy? Because if you study cats, as long as they got food and companionship, they're usually pretty darn easy to get along with. They really don't care very much. And that's the thing we need to realize about these guys. They're unique creatures. We want to share them with you guys, and we hope you enjoy them.